Hi everyone. The purpose of this particular video is to clarify some of the things that are out there for the KBITS.live video series. In this particular video, I'm going to be taking a look at what are KBITS videos all about, why do you want to buy it, who's it meant for. I'm going to take a look at the different packages that we have, what are the different technologies that I'm covering in this particular videos, what are the different packages that you can buy, and at the end, the different links that you can go to buy it. So first of all, what are the KBITS videos all about? My purpose of having these KBITS videos is to basically provide everyone, whether it's an entry-level person, it's a person that's in the field at the professional level, or a person that is advanced in this particular field, a way of having a library of videos that actually demonstrate and make people understand how a particular technology works and how do you deploy it in a workplace environment. All right. It is meant for people that are just starting in the field. So it'll have introduction videos for IPv4, subnetting, VLSMs. There's videos for IPv6. Again, introduction to IPv6. You never know if you've never seen IPv6 before, how does it work? There's videos on that. And then in the introduction package, you have the introduction to Cisco networking using the CCNA videos. But that's just the entry part. That's for people that are just starting off in this particular field. Now, how about if you're already at a professional level, or if you've already done the CCNA? At the professional level, I have a huge range of different technologies I cover. I start with routing using EIGRP as a protocol, OSPF as a protocol, ISIS, which is something that a lot of the engineers are not aware of or are not comfortable with. I start you off with basics of ISIS, demonstrate each and every particular implementation of ISIS, and then BGP. BGP, I have about 37 different labs or demonstrations or videos of how BGP runs for a particular type of solution or particular type of scenario. Now, these videos for routing, whether it's EIGRP, whether it's OSPF, whether it's ISIS or BGP, I have two separate video series. Number one, the first video series is how these routing protocols work with IPv4. But let's say you've been in the field for a while and you are okay and comfortable with IPv4. I also do another series on routing protocols of how these protocols, each one of them, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, and ISIS work with IPv6. So after that video series, you will be comfortable in deploying IPv6 in your environment. Then at the same time, I go into videos for security. We do service provider videos like MPLS, inter-AS MPLS, intra-AS MPLS, CSC deployments. We take a look at MPLS at layer 2 using technologies like VPLS. We'll do segment routing. In security, we take a look at VPN. We take a look at the ASA firewall. We'll take a look at the FTD firewall in detail, different type of VPNs, basic, advanced VPNs, VPNs like GetVPN, DMVPN, a whole bunch of different video series. So it's basically a how-to on these different technologies. I don't stop over there. The current technologies, this is where the advanced stuff comes in. If you want to learn ACI from scratch, there's a video series on that. If you've never seen ACI before, in terms of software-defined networking, you'll take a look at and see how to deploy ACI. You'll not only know how to deploy ACI in the data center in terms of SDN, I also, in my SDN series, have video series for SD-WAN and SD-Access. Again, everything from a deployment perspective, but at the same time, making you understand why would you want to implement any of those technologies. Wireless technology is another extremely important tool or technology that you need to have under your belt, right from scratch. How does a wireless LAN controller work? How do you bring it up? How does an autonomous AP work? How does a mobility express controller work? Basically, which is a stripped down or a small version of a controller, mobility express, which can act as an AP or a controller depending on its role. I'll show you how to deploy that as well. All right. The other thing that I wanted to do over here is I wanted to make sure it is affordable. Some of the people don't have the opportunity to come into my live classes. So I wanted to give back and make it affordable for everyone to be able to look at these videos and benefit from them. Get into this field and excel in this field. Get into a career where it can be fruitful in the long run. All these video series that I have come with their own PPTs and workbooks. So you're not only learning and seeing how I'm doing it. If you want to do the same labs on your own, there's workbooks with detailed instructions on how to do it. All right. It's something that every network engineer, in my opinion, needs to have. See, one of the things that happens is, let's say you're working in the field for a while and you've been working with a particular technology. Let's say you're a security engineer, but there's a deployment that involves the implementation of ISIS or a BGP implementation, or maybe with the security implementation, you're also required to configure a wireless LAN controller, or for that matter, SD-WAN. Well, you're good with your security technologies. You might not be good with the other technologies. The videos over there will help you actually learn those technologies in a quick way and be able to deploy it in your work environment. And as I said, it's my way of making sure it is affordable for everyone around the world, whether it's somebody in a South Asian country like India and Pakistan that don't have the same means as people in the West, they can afford it. People in the West, the US, Europe, Australia, everywhere, they have the ability to do that. So especially nowadays with the downtime that we have, this is the best time for you guys to retool your technical skills so that you can go out in the field and actually be able to deploy these technologies. Now, what are the different technologies that I'm covering in this particular video series? Let's take a look at that. There's over 800, actually it's close to 900 videos that I have out there. Let's analyze those videos. First of all, I'll show you the topics, and then I'll go to the website and I'll show you what are the actual videos under each one of those topics. So what are the different topics I'm covering? At the introduction level, there's about 153 videos for 3 different series. One is for IPv4 addressing and subnetting, one for IPv6 addressing and subnetting, and the CCNA. This is for an individual that is coming into the field, has never actually looked at IT. This is where they come in. All right. And I made it extremely affordable. I'll talk about the prices at the end in terms of what a person will have to shell out to get a package like that. All right. That's the first set. And there's 3 video series over there. Each one, for example, for the foundation, there's about 16 videos that I have created. I have 9 videos for IPv6 addressing. I have about 128 videos for the CCNA, the new CCNA certification exam. And I'm going to be constantly updating and adding more videos as maybe there's a need for it, or there's a feedback that they want to have a particular video on a particular video series. If there's enough people there, I'll create the videos for you guys. So this is for the introduction, or this is for people that are coming into the field. Now, as I said, there's a routing series that I'm doing for routing protocols, IPv4. And that's what I was talking about in terms of routing for IPv4 using EIGRP. There's about 28 different videos, and I'll show you what are the different videos in that series. OSPF, about 30 videos, ISIS, 20 videos. And again, I'm going to start you from scratch. If you've never seen ISIS before, you'll fall in love with ISIS. That's the protocol that you would want to deploy in today's environment. We'll also take a look at BGP, a bunch of different videos for BGP, about 37 different videos for BGP. Now, the same things that you're comfortable with IPv4, you might be in the field for a long time and you're comfortable with these protocols running IPv4. Guess what? Let's say you want to upgrade yourself and you want to do IPv6. I have a video series specifically for running these routing protocols on IPv6, whether it's EIGRP, whether it's OSPF, whether it's ISIS or BGP. You'll actually take a look at how to deploy those routing protocols on IPv6. So getting you to be comfortable with IPv6 as well. And in addition to that, there's a migration and integration video series where I actually show you how you can integrate IPv4 and IPv6 and run them simultaneously. Things like tunneling techniques that you have with IPv4 and IPv6, dual stack. You'll take a look at NAT64, and again, actual implementation of those technologies. Now, once you're done with your core networking, what are the other things that you can do or get as part of the video package? Security technologies. And again, I've been in this field for a while. I've been known for my security courses. So in this particular course, or this particular part of the video series, there's about 159 different videos, all the way from ASA firewalls, VPNs on Cisco devices, whether it's VPNs like LAN-to-LAN VPNs, SVTI, GRE over IPsec, DMVPN, GetVPN, FlexVPN, remote access VPNs using AnyConnect. All of those VPNs are covered. We'll take a look at how to deploy a Cisco FTD. There's about 29 videos on the Cisco FTD. Again, if you've never seen FTD before, after this video series, you'll have a solid understanding of how to deploy a network using a Cisco FTD firewall. Then ICE. There's about 22 videos on ICE on implementation of ICE from the perspective of end users. And then I have another 12 videos on ICE, making it a total of 34 videos for ICE that are for device administration using TACACS, right? Once we're done with that, we'll take a look at WSA, how to deploy WSA from scratch. You've never seen a WSA before. You have a requirement of installing a WSA. You'll get a chance to take a look at that. And not only take a chance to see that, you'll actually see how it's implemented. Then we get into the ESA part of it, email security appliance. How do you deploy an email firewall? That's what I call it. ESA is basically an email firewall that allows you the ability to filter your emails before they're allowed to come in or go out of your network. All right. This becomes your SMTP relay agent. We'll take a look at how to deploy it from scratch. So those are the 159 videos that come under the security technologies. As I promised, I'm going to show you what are the actual videos on my website. The next technology that I'm going to be covering is the data center technology. In the data center technology, I'll be focusing on two things. Number one is the Nexus OS, the Nexus series switches, whether it's the 9K, the 7K, the 5K, or the 2K, from the Nexus OS perspective. How do you deploy it in the legacy environment? Once we're done with that, I'll also show you how to deploy the Nexus series switches, which are basically the 9K series, in ACI mode. There's about 37 different videos. You actually can get a job just by having your knowledge, a solid knowledge on ACI. I'm going to bring you up from scratch. You've never seen ACI before. By the end of this video series, you will be able to deploy an ACI environment and understand how does ACI work, not only on the configuration part of it, but underneath, what happens underneath the hood. How does a packet go from one leaf to the other leaf? How does COOP work? How does ISIS and VXLAN make it work to make sure that end user traffic is going from one leaf device to another leaf device through the spines? You'll have a deep understanding of how ACI works over here as well. And there's about 37 videos on that particular technology. Now, let's say SP is your scene, service provider technologies. Again, a whole bunch of different ones. We'll do intra-AS and inter-AS MPLS VPNs on iOS-based devices. Now, the same VPNs that I'll show you how to do on iOS-based VPNs, we'll take a look at how to do it on XRs. We'll take a look at technologies like how does MPBGP work? How do you run the PEC routing protocols with an MPLS environment, on an MPLS environment? In the inter-AS MPLS VPN, we'll take a look at different options, option A, option B, C, and also the VPN transit, non-VPN transit provider, which is option D, with both, not only on the iOS devices, but also with a combination of iOS XR devices, because the iOS XR, which is one of the more prominent protocols, or iOSs that the service provider routers use, you'll see how to do that on both sides. Then we'll take a look at the same things, not only for IPv4, that's what the first 4 videos will focus on. The fifth video series will focus on the same L3 MPLS VPNs for the IPv6 network. So there's another 22 videos just on that. Once we're done with that, we'll take a look at some L2 MPLS VPNs. We'll like VPLS, MPLS Atom. We'll take a look at MPLS traffic engineering, as well as MPLS quality of service. About 20 videos in that particular series. And at the end, about 13 videos on implementing a MPLS environment, but rather than using LDP as your labeling protocol, we're going to use segment routing for your labeling. So we'll also take a look at how to run segment routing on the service provider environment. All right. So there's another 7 video series over there, total about 128 videos on the service provider technologies. So once service provider is done, guess what? Wireless. As I was talking about earlier on, this is one of the hot technologies in today's day and age. The reason being, nobody in a new network will set up a network using wired, or very few people do a lot of wired. Most of the endpoints that are connecting into your corporate networks are using the wireless technology. So how do you deploy a wireless technology in an environment? I'll show you how to do it by implementing it based on a controller-based system, the controller being the wireless LAN controller, or the WLC, in conjunction with ICE. About 34 videos over there. If you want to connect using an autonomous AP, the autonomous access point, you'll take a look at how to do that. And then the mixture that I talked about, the small or stripped down version of a controller called the Mobility Express, which can play a dual role of either acting as a controller or acting as a AP, depending on the requirement of that particular network. Again, with an integration with ICE. So you'll take a look at how to do WLC-based environments, WLC-based wireless environments. You'll take a look at how to do autonomous AP environments, as well as Mobility Express environments with the wireless technologies. Now, one more thing that I wanted to bring to your notice is, although in the service provider technology, security technologies, these are the ones listed, one of the things that I'm planning on doing is also implement other technologies, up and coming technologies, which I'll add to the video series, which will be available to you at no extra cost. Video series on StealthWatch and a video series on Umbrella. So if you want to deploy Umbrella from scratch or StealthWatch from scratch, you never heard about them, or you want to get into that, those video series will also be added to this particular video series. So it'll put the number above 900. So right now it's about roughly around 880. With those 2 additions, it'll definitely go over 900. So that's what you'll have access to in this over here. And the end, we've done most of it. The last one, the kicker, software-defined networking. I have my own workbooks, my own videos on SD access, as well as SD-WAN. 37 different videos for, actually this is flipped. There's 37 videos for SD-WAN and about 30 videos for SD access. So total about 67 videos. I have my own lab that I demonstrate how to deploy SD-WAN as well as SD access. So again, fabulous technologies. These are the technologies that will get you jobs in today's market. So these are the technologies that will be focused on in this particular video series. And again, as I said, total number of video series will come to be over 900 by the time I'm done with it. As I said, initially there'll be about 880 videos, but eventually in another couple of months, 3 months, I'm going to add another set for StealthWatch and Umbrella, putting the number over 900. All right. So it must cost a bomb to get all this information, all these videos on your desktop or on your handheld. What are the packages that you guys have? There's 3 different main packages for these video series. The first package that I have is called the KB Learn package. In this one, you'll have access to those 900 videos that I just talked about. And I'll actually show you the videos once this PowerPoint slide is done. I'll go to the website. I'll show you the actual videos, the actual 900 videos that I'm planning on uploading. They're already created. Most of them are already created. All the videos are me actually showing you and talking about a particular technology. It's not just how do you do it. I'll also focus on the why. Why are you implementing this technology? Where would you want to implement this technology? Not just how to implement the technology. All the videos that you have will include workbooks. So whatever labs that I'm doing, they're all based on workbooks that I have. They will be included as part of the package. All right. One of the common questions that people are asking, can I download these videos? Unfortunately, no. You will have to watch them on my website. They'll be available to you. So now you go from point A to point B, you have your own personal cloud. All these videos are available to you on your handheld. They're available to you on your laptop. You can log in and access them. What's the price for it? Well, the KB Learn package, which has over 900 videos, is for $499. But before, in the pre-launch period, if you want to buy it now, the entire series that includes all the 900 videos that I just talked about is for $99. The website, the videos will be live on the 15th of July. If you buy it before 15th of July, the price for all these videos is just 99 bucks. All right? It is a fabulous deal. This is what I meant when I said I want to make it affordable for everyone that wants to get into this field or is in the field but wants to cross-train themselves or upscale or uptrain themselves to newer technologies. That's for $499, but again, the pre-launch price for that is just 99 bucks. And the thing is, because you're signing up now, although it's an annual subscription, the $499 or the 99 package is an annual subscription. Because you're signing up right now, this package will be available to you up until October 2021. So you'll have an extra 3 months, which is basically July, August, September, 15th of, actually it's going to be more than 3 months because I'm going to make it available for you guys for this package, the $99 package, till October 31st, 2021. So you'll actually have access to it for about 15 plus months. All right. Now, the second thing, one of the emails that I get a lot is, what's the difference between KB Learn and KB Plus? Now, the main difference over there, and this is fabulous because I have an annual package where I do live classes every weekend. All right. I'm not including that as part of the video series, but it's an online package where I conduct classes with a full class doing all CCI level classes. So if you want to access or want to have access to those classes as well, those classes, those weekly classes that I do 2 CCIE level classes every weekend, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. After the class is done, on the website, on the portal, you will have access to those videos as well. So the difference between the $499 and the $999 package is for the extra $500, you will get access to all the CCIE level courses that I'm doing every weekend. So that particular part of the portal will be updated every week with at least 2 videos that are going to be added every week based on the class that I'm doing, whether it's a CCIE enterprise infrastructure, whether it's a CCIE security class, service provider class, data center class. All those videos will be available under the KB Plus. So the main difference is the addition of these dynamic classes that I'm doing at the CCIE level every weekend. They will be included in the KB Plus, and for that you're paying an extra $500 for the entire year. Again, these are CCIE level classes that I'm teaching for an extra $500 for the entire year. Now, there's not a lot of difference in terms of what KB Plus and KB Premium gives you. The main difference between KB Plus and KB Premium is sometimes what happens is some of these technologies like ACI, or not ACI specifically, SDA, SD-WAN, you don't have the equipment to practice them. So with KB Premium, you will have access to my cloud labs that allows you access into my lab environment where you can actually practice these labs with my UNL files, with my pre-set up labs. You'll get 100 hours worth of access to that. That includes access to my SD Access lab, which is a physical lab, and it also gives you access to my SD-WAN cloud lab. All right, 100 extra hours is the difference between the $999 package and the $1499 package. That's the difference between KB Plus and KB Premium. All right, so these are the 3 different packages that you have that you can opt from. You definitely cannot go wrong with the pre-launch of 99 bucks. $99 for what you're getting over here is it's a robbery. It's a daylight robbery that you're doing. That's how good that is. If I was an engineer right now, trust me, with my eyes closed, I would go for the $99 package. Whether you want to opt for the $999, I know it's an investment, but it is a fabulous investment. So my favorites are KB Learn and KB Plus. If you want to opt for KB Premium, depends on if you have access to your own lab or not. But both of them, KB Learn and KB Plus, are fabulous packages that you can go for. Each one has its own merit. Take a look at it. KB Learn, the price is great. KB Plus, you need to shell out a little bit more, but you also get access to my weekly classes based on that. All right. Now, where do I go to sign up? The website that you need to go to sign up, and yes, it is my own website. It is not a fake website. A lot of people have contacted me. Hey, this deal, 99 bucks. Somebody's selling your videos for basically they're selling it like a group buy. No, it is my website. This is what I'm doing. I want people to benefit from the offering, the training that I'm offering over here. So that's what this is all about. So this particular one, the KB Live, now what I want to do is I want to show you that website, and I want to show you what are the different actual videos. I talked about the 157 videos on this particular series, 150 videos on that particular series. What are those videos? Those videos, let me go ahead and show you that. All right, this is my site, KBITS Starlight. When you land over here on this particular site, this is a pre-launch offer for 99 bucks. If you want to take a look at the other packages that you want to buy, they're at the bottom. So this is the $99 package for up until, again, the pre-launch price. Eventually it'll go to $499, KB Plus $999, and $14.99 for the KB Premium. Click on over here to subscribe. But more importantly, what I want to do over here is I want to show you guys the course library. So for example, over here, when you go to the course library, what I've done over here is I've given you titles for Introduction and Associate, the one that I showed you in the PPT. I've shown you the routing protocols for IPv4, IPv6. Now let's say I want to pick on routing protocols for IPv4. You go over here and you take a look at the videos that I have. The 27 videos that I talked about in EIGRP, these are the different videos that you get. So in the basic EIGRP configuration, how does a network statement work? How does a passive interface work? I'll actually demonstrate those type of things to you guys. Unicast EIGRP, metric calculation, labs, how does EIGRP calculate metrics, the name mode implementation of EIGRP, interoperating between name mode and classic mode, a whole bunch of different redistributing labs, including redistribution using route tagging. We'll do a multi-point mutual redistribution between EIGRP and OSPF, securing EIGRP using IPv4, using an ACL, a prefix list. I will explain exactly what a difference between an ACL and a prefix list is. A lot of people just think it's a slash. One has the slash way of doing it. The other one has a way of implementing it using the wildcard mask. There's a lot more to it. You'll learn that in that particular video. Then the same thing with OSPF, a whole bunch of different things, the different LSAs that you have, area types, the different area types that you have. Each one is demonstrated. Each one you'll know why would you want to implement a totally stubby area versus a not so stubby area versus a NSSA stub area versus a NSSA totally stubby area. Advanced in terms of that, I'll take a look at things like IPFRR with OSPF using LFA. We'll take a look at BFD with OSPF, a single tier or a multi-tier virtual link. Besides that, multi-domain type of functionalities, L3 filtering, manual inter-area or external route summarization. This is just a bit of it. Then the same thing with ISIS, a whole bunch of different labs on ISIS. Actual deployment of ISIS is covered over here. So if you've never seen ISIS before, this is the way you actually implement ISIS. This is one of my favorite protocols. It's actually better than OSPF. It's just misunderstood. A lot of people don't feel comfortable with it because they haven't seen it before. But once they see it, they will pick ISIS as a protocol over OSPF. Then the same thing with BGP, about 37 different labs, including labs with local AS, remote private AS, BGP redistribute internal. What does that do? Confederations, multipathing using eBGP or IBGP, conditional advertisements with BGP. Everything is demonstrated to you guys. A whole bunch of different labs on summarization, AS path filtering, some suppressed maps, unsuppressed maps, everything is covered over here. So you'll be an expert at BGP after this. And guess what? The whole thing is for a whopping $99. Routing protocols using IPv6. So the same things that you've done with IPv4, how do you do the same things with IPv6? Same thing with IPv6. We'll take a look at the different LSA types, including the new LSA types with OSPF v3, which is IPv6 OSPF, including LSA types 1, 8 and 9, which are the router, the link, and the prefix LSAs, what exactly each LSA does, you'll understand that, including the type 2, type 3, type 5, type 4, all the different LSAs are covered over here, even with IPv6. All right, then we go into ISIS, IPv6, same concept. How do you deploy IPv6 in a ISIS in an IPv4 environment and an IPv6 environment? And the same thing with BGP, all the different technologies are covered. Now and then the migration as well. Now I want to go into the security topics. In terms of the ASA firewall, there's about 40 odd labs that are specifically for how an ASA firewall can be deployed all the way from scratch. You've never seen an ASA firewall before? This is the video series that will get you up to speed with the ASA firewall. Now, VPNs, you name it, I have it. DMVPN, GetVPN, VRF aware VPNs. How does a router act as a CA server? We're doing site-to-site VPNs, configuring VPNs with IKE v2. We have Flex VPN as well over here. I don't know why I don't have it over here, but Flex VPNs are also covered. I need to add that over here. Oh yeah, right here. What am I saying? I knew I had it. Configuring Flex VPNs, both using site-to-site as well as spoke-to-spoke with IPsec Flex VPNs. We'll take a look at that. Remote access VPNs. We'll take a look at that, how to do that on a ASA firewall. If you want to upgrade yourself to the new firewall from Cisco called the FTD, the next generation firewall from Cisco, everything over there as well, including integration with ICE, integration with Active Directory, the access control policy based on users, where you can actually specify that this user, regardless of what its IP address is, should be either allowed or blocked from coming in or going out of the network. You'll be able to do that with FTD. Then a big series on ICE, including the end user authentication, and also a video series on ICE in terms of device administration. Once this is done, the WSA and the ESA, single arm ESA, dual arm ESA, we'll take a look at that as well over here. Data center technologies, we'll take a look at the Nexus, a whole bunch of different labs on how does a Nexus work. We'll take a look at technologies like VPC, FEX, HSRP, GLBP on the Next. We'll take a look at VXLAN, both the L2 VNI as well as the L3 VNI as part of the data center technologies. All right. In understanding and implementing ACI, hot topic right now. A lot of jobs there just specifically for ACI engineers, and you will learn ACI right from the get-go, from scratch. So you have no knowledge about ACI. I'll make sure you're an expert by the end of this particular video series. All right. We'll cover things like bringing the fabric up, creating tenants, creating a bridge domain, integrating it with the VRF, creating EPGs, creating contracts between EPGs, extending your ACI into your L2 domains using L2 out, how to extend your ACI environment into a layer 3 domain using OSPF, EIGRP, or BGP as your protocols. You'll get a chance to take a look at that as well. Configuring additional features like external firewall integration, service integration, configuring a VMM domain, integrating ACI with an ESXi server, multi-pod setup, an overview of how that is, and how to configure a multi-pod setup as well. So a whole bunch of labs again on the ACI environment. SP, as I said before in my initial part of the video, we'll take a look at how to deploy L3 intra-AS MPLS VPNs on iOS. And then Inter is basically when you have an MPLS VPN spanning multiple service providers. You'll take a look at how to do that as well. Initially, I'm going to show you how to do it on the iOS-based routers, so you have a comfort feel with it. And if you never worked with iOS XR, the next thing I'll show you is how to do the same exact things on the XR. It's not listed over here, but there's also a set of videos for SP technologies on the iOS XR. I need to upgrade or update the website with the iOS XR stuff over here as well. Then the wired technologies that I talked about, configuring the wireless technologies. These are the different labs that you do, all the way from registering APs to WLC using DHCP, manual configuration, initializing the WLC from scratch. You've never seen it before. How do you bring it up? You'll take a look at how to do that. And then integration of ICE and WLC, And then AD with ICE. How do you integrate AD with ICE so your wireless users can be authenticated based on their Active Directory users? Guest configurations based on hotspot or sponsor portal configurations. We'll take a look at MAB with DACLs, or MAB for the access point, so only the validated or trusted access points are logging into your network. Configuring autonomous APs. If you've never seen it before, you'll take a look at how to do or deploy autonomous access points as well. And at the end, the Mobility Express that I talked about, that's the one that can act as a controller as well as an AP. So it has a dual functionality. How to deploy it, how do you bring it up, what is the architecture all about, how do you initialize the AP as well as the controller. The entire thing will be there. All right. Once this is done, and the final part over here, the software-defined networking part, implementing SD-WAN. There's about 37 labs that I told you about, including DAI, including load balancing using multiple vEdges. Although it's not written over here, I also have a section on quality of service. How do you deploy quality of service using the localized policies on an SD-WAN environment? Besides that, how to bring up the entire controller, how to register your WAN edges, including your V edges and C edges with the controllers. We'll take a look at how to do that, the different VPNs that you have by default on a SD-WAN environment, and what are they used for. You'll take a look at that as well. Deploying the entire SD-WAN infrastructure using templates, that's another characteristic over there. Here we'll take a look at the app-aware routing feature of SD-WAN. How does a WAN edge have the capability of taking a look at a packet? If it's, for example, a web packet, send it through the internet. If it's a telnet traffic, send it through, or voice traffic, send it through the MPLS environment. So it actually takes a look at the application, and it also has the ability to do deep packet inspection and then analyze the traffic, and based on that, route the traffic. That's called app-aware routing, and you'll take a look at how to do that with SD-WAN. This is just an overview, a 20,000 feet overview of the different technologies. Everything is included in this $99 package. And at the end, how to deploy a campus environment using SDA, using DNAC at the core of the setup to configure the entire campus environment from a centralized controller known as the Cisco DNAC. We'll be taking a look at how to deploy the DNAC again from scratch, bringing it up, bringing your switches up, registering them with the DNAC, and then configuring them, including setting the policies of who can talk to what. All right, that's the SDA part. And that's pretty much it, what you get with this whopping price of $99 right now. You just cannot go wrong with it. So I'm sure you guys now have a better understanding of what the KB Learn and the KB Premium or KB, the different packages that I have. I mean, just put them up, KB Learn, KB Plus, KB Premium. What are the different packages? What is the difference between the different packages? Now, all you got to do is click on this link and subscribe. Trust me, you cannot go wrong with this package. Hope this video was informational and hope to see you guys in my classes. Thanks for watching.